What's up, TRC fans? Don't miss our annual Street Kings event at Bradenton Motorsports Park on December 10th. Join the TRC team for an action-packed day of drag racing, roll racing, and a car show. We'll see you out there.
Hi, Brett LaSala here representing Real Street Performance and myself with Team MSR, which is a group of friends with our Mustangs we go racing around the country. As you guys may remember, my original car is Snot Rocket. I sold to build a more racy version of it. This is Snot Rocket 2.0. We kept the identity of the car just because I came up through turbo cars and racing with that car, so I felt like I needed to keep the identity. The goal with the car was to run faster and be more consistent. It's lighter, has 25.2 certifications chassis to be safe to go to speeds that we're going. And we're out here at FL2K. This is the first big event of the car. It only has about 10 passes on it previous to coming here. To say we're excited is just an understatement. I can't even express the emotion right now because this weekend has just been a blur. The car is so fast, so quick that it's just amazing. First couple runs qualifying out here, went a 450 to the 8th. First full quarter-mile pass, it went a 440 and a 682 at like 208, which are all personal best for me, which is just fast in general. Then last night, we turned it up a lot on the launch and it started to do a wheelie, which new car, we haven't had a lot of time to mess with suspension, so we knew it was coming, but it was on like a 108 60-foot pass. So the potential behind this build is even much faster than we're going currently. So we turned it back on, not to do the wheelie, turned up the 8th mile, it went a 430 at 175 and a 666 at 213. And got back and we're just mind blown. Like, it was just awesome. Honestly, my goal when I built the car was like, man, like if we can shave 400 pounds, go like 660s, 440s, like man, it would be awesome. And literally did it the first weekend out running the car. So naturally the goal has now moved and we're just gonna keep running and see how fast we can go. Going into eliminations tonight, made it through round 1 because I had a competition buy. Well, no, it was an actual buy because I was #1 qualifier and it was an odd number of cars. We're entered in Extreme 28, which I just decided with this car that I enter the fastest class here. If you want to be faster, you have to race faster cars, and we're trying to up myself personally, my level, and we're a contender. So the car is running a Coyote engine. As you guys know, I've been running that for a long time now, since 2014 really. And one of the purposes of the car was to push the platform further. How far can this factory casting sleeved engine go? Fast Forward Racing Engines, Joe Irwin and myself have been working together for about as long as I've been doing Coyote stuff, developing short blocks that will handle horsepower, be consistent, and be reliable. The current engine in the car is, I say, a standard recipe now. This is the one that basically they sell to anyone that comes through the door looking to make 1,600 horsepower, and we're making 2,000 or so on it, and that's what's vetting the engine, as you know that it's going to be fine at whatever power level you're going to run. So it's a factory Ford block. It's sleeved with custom sleeves that they have made. Has a Manley I-beam rod and a Manley piston. Factory Ford crank, Ford Voodoo cylinder heads, which is the highest flowing of the Coyote heads currently. Ferreira valves and springs, comp custom cams, all matching valve train stuff to do that. Honestly, there's probably more Ford parts in that engine than there are aftermarket parts, which is what makes it awesome. You look at it, it's got a factory water pump, factory alternator, cooling system. Like, this thing is basically the same engine you can put in your S550 or S197 as a daily, and it would be fine. We haven't found the limit per se yet of the engine. I feel like we're I don't even know that we're approaching it yet. We haven't had any failures. There's a few people out there hurt this or hurt that, but with the Motec on this car and the data that we're getting each run, we're in very much control of seeing everything that's happening, so we can push the limit further and understand where the problem is. Is the oil aerating, or is this happening? Like, why the cause of the failure was maybe not necessarily be a part failure, but a system failure. This car is very well refined. The planning and engineering that went into the build between a lot of smart people behind the scenes to get it laid out how it is why it's running so hard and running so good. I think we'll be able to just make laps on this engine and keep turning it up. It runs a Plasma Man intake manifold to hold the boost, and a Plasma Man air-to-air intercooler. Part of the car deal is with the radiator and the intercooler and stuff, so it can just run. I don't need a push car. It's not hard to turn around between rounds. It keeps it a little lighter than running the air to water. And it's just been working for us. 1 ethanol fuel is running through the engine. Let's see, it's got a M&M close ratio 3-speed with a lockup converter. Transmission, awesome, just does laps. 25.2 certified chassis we bought from Joel Steele. You guys will hear a little more about that later. 9-inch rear end, standard race car stuff under the car. Stuff that's proven, you know, it's big, it's beefy, it's holding power, and just, he's gonna go down the racetrack. Turbo kit was custom made by us. Jim Braun is, you know, my friend. Obviously we built all these cars together. He's the master fabricator. We helped design the kit, and man, it came out really awesome. We just wanted to lay it out in the best performing method as it can, and as you know, I like to build things clean, so aesthetics are also part of the deal. And then weight placement was also part of the thing. We hung the turbos way down low, precision 76, 75s, which we have the option to go larger without changing the turbo kit, is why we picked the GT42 housings for it. This engine has a dry sump oiling system, which is new to us. The last car didn't have that, and oiling is significantly better in crankcase pressure, like right off the bat, so which will also help the engine run longer, run harder for longer. So at the shop we have a chassis dyno, which you guys know on a chassis dyno with a radial tire, you can only do so much power before you're ripping the tires up or losing traction on the dyno. We only dynoed a car to like 1400 on the chassis dyno, and then we bring it to the track to tune in the big boost stuff. The calculators show that it's making around 2000, 2100 to the wheel, like on the runs we did last night. which we have room to grow. I'd like it to make 2,500 horsepower. It's kind of like where I want to push it to, and I think that it can take it. I'd like to go to hub dyno one day just to make a cool video and see exactly so everyone can see, you know. Estimators are estimators. You know they're accurate, but something about a hub dyno and cars making a bunch of horsepower is cool. So we'll probably do that when we have some time between races.
Jim, what's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
It's great to see you, brother.
Thank you, you too.
We're out here at FL2K.
Yes, sir.
See, we got great white behind us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, how's it going so far?
It's going really good. Q1, we went out there and clicked off a 740 pass at 192 miles an hour with a 130 60 foot. It's got a new trans combo in it now that we're trying out, and we're making progress.
It's flying, dude.
Yeah, it's impressive.
So how does that compare to your previous best?
So the previous best has been is a 736 at 189 miles an hour, and that was like 5 or 6 more pounds of boost. So this new setup's working very well. Yeah, so we have a FFRE short block. It's a GT500 block that's sleeved, O-ringed. It has manly rods, manly pistons. It's the Boss crank setup. It's just been a stout setup the whole time, and just throw whatever we can at it so far. It's got a set of Boss heads on it, and we just moved over to a set of comp cams, which has shown a lot of promise. We picked up some power and shows it in the mile an hour. We're really, really happy with it so far. Previously on the dyno, it's made 1600. That was on the stock cam setup. We haven't put it on the dyno since then, or at least haven't turned it up on the dyno, but car weighs somewhere around 3550, 3600 with me in it. And to trap our Q4 qualifier, we went 736 at 194.6, so almost 195 at that weight. I mean, probably around 1800 maybe. So the setup's pretty much stayed the same besides the comp cams now and the Mark Mickey trans and converter. But just to do a rundown, I built this turbo kit myself. It uses a pair of 6870 precision turbos and Tile products. It has a Plasmaman intake manifold, ID 2600 injectors, Aeromotive, 10 gallon per minute pump, and it's just seems to be a pretty solid setup. I mean, just moving on from there. It's all controlled by Motec, and it's been flawless.
Mike, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good to see you out here at FL2K22.
Yes, sir.
How's the week treating you so far, man?
It's great, man. The weather's beautiful out here. Car's running great. Just couldn't ask for anything better.
Hell yeah. So run us through how it's going so far.
So far, we're qualified towards the top of the second street car class. We went 8-1 just about an hour ago. Wade's got that track prepped great. Everything's working out.
So you said the car has been bottom 8s, but what's the fastest, quickest and fastest that it's been in the past?
We've been 760 at about 182 miles an hour. That's just testing, you know, with great weather, nice cool weather outside and everything. Starting to get a little high intake temps right now, so we just got to turn down a little bit for everything to be safe and be competitive out here. Yeah, the engine, basically the bottom end is Fast Forward Race Engines built. It's a Gen 1 Coyote engine, sleeved, O-ringed, stock crank, got good pistons and rods in it, just super basic setup. You can get it right off the shelf there. It's nothing, no one-off parts or anything like that. Stock heads, got some good valve springs in it, stock cams, stock timing stuff. Just a very basic street car motor. Drive it weekly on the street.
Heck yeah. How much power do you think it's putting down?
All in, it makes about 1,600 right now. This engine's been in the car about 1.5 years now, and just probably 150 passes on it. We're out all the street car takeover races, Texas 2K, we won that this year.
We see you everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's awesome, man. You're putting this thing through its paces for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I look at a couple logs, don't tell Joe, but you know, I look at one log for the day and then I just put the laptop away because everything's good. Don't need to look at anything else.
Nice, man. Well, give us a rundown on turbo, engine management, transmission, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's comp 94 millimeter turbo, custom turbo kit. One of our team members, Michael Chamley, built it. Stock computer, turbo 400 transmission, tuned by Lund Racing. We just bought a set of twins for it, so it's going to get a set of twins put on it pretty soon. And I'm sure eventually we're going to end up putting a Motec on it.
Well, good luck out there.
Thank you
Good
very
luck
much.
in the rest of qualifying, and can't wait to see you racing.
Yeah, man. We'll see you around.
All right. Thanks.